Yo, hello and welcome. So I want to talk about DPS and how to reach the potential of your damage in this game. And before that, let's just put 3 points before we get into how we increase the damage, right? The first point is it's not your class. Every class can deal damage. I get the idea that every class has different playstyle, but I'm sure that every class deals damage, right? Second point, you don't need 5x3 engravings from your relic set and just hit. It doesn't have to be 5x3, Grudge Curse Doll, Keen Blunt, Hitmaster. It doesn't have to be the famous ones and that's it. This is not a necessity, alright? That's the second point. Third point is that increasing one ability by, like, let's say, for example, here, one of my tribots, this one of my tribots here for this ability, for example, I'm gonna tell you, just to save up time, the numbers after I made them, right? To save up time. This ability increases my damage by 36% by having a level 5 tribot. The 36% damage that I'm getting is allowing me to deal 1.8 to 3.1 million damage increased by every ability I use, since that ability is from like 5 to 7 million. That's without a support included, okay? That 1.8 to 3.1 million damage, I deal it every 20 seconds. I deal it once, so that I do it 3 times every 1 minute, right? So that every 1 minute that ability shoots 3 times. And you read, let's say hypothetically, you read for 10 minutes. I would say that you read usually for 10 minutes, right? So for this 10 minutes, this one tribot allowed me to deal at the end of the raid from 50 to 78 million. So with a support and everything, I would say you can go even up to 100 million, right? So that's just one ability. That's one tribot allowed me to deal 100 million. Now add another tribot that gives you, let's say, now add your gem above that. That's another maybe 100 or more million because of how the duplicator will go. I just want you to get this in your this idea is that having more damage increase overall is greater. You don't have to just focus on one thing and get it to the top, right? It will not be the cost will be too much, like going for the most engravings and leaving other things. That engraving, going for like just a weapon that is like plus 25 with the maximum, and going for 5-3 best engraving is gonna be too much. It's gonna be expensive. It's not worth it if you can go for the rest. If you can get all of the rest, then it's time to go for this, right? Alright, now let's get into the damage and how to increase it. Now the first thing I would recommend, is your stats. This is a given. I'm not saying anything new. This is a given. Go for stats. Stats are important. It's the most important thing to go for is your stat. I'm not gonna say that you have to go for specific stats. That's just someone said the build. Just up to you. Go for the stats you want. I personally made my own build. I'm going for it. I'm enjoying it. I even made a video about it. If you wanna go check it. Right? I'll leave it in the comments, in the description. You can make your own build, do whatever you want. Just the point is go for the stats you actually want, not go for the stats that you're going for just because you can't find the engraving that you need in it, or it's cheaper, or you want to go for 5-3, but I'm gonna go 5-3 but with domination. It's not worth it, right? Because that's your main thing. That's what you're building off everything on. Alright? Now after that, your tripods. Now tripods are one of the most important things in this game in my opinion, because they're so cheap and they make you deal so much damage. I just give you an example. This ability makes you deal this ability gives you 36% damage at level 5. Now that level 5 is gonna allow you to deal from 50 to 100 million. How much do you think I spent to deal 100 million in a raid overall? Let's check out. So if I go in the market here and go in auction, I'm not gonna drop it, I'm just gonna buy it, right? So that any piece of gear I want on it, homing barrage, and then power bomb, and then we're obviously gonna go level 4. So this will cost you 375 gold to deal 100 million. How to deal 100 million on a weapon? How much do you need to spend? I don't think it's gonna be less than 400 gold. And obviously, if you don't know, you're gonna use the library move, right? So you get 6 tribals at level maximum for free. You don't even need to transfer it or anything. That you have it, use it. The game is allowing us to do 100%. Use the 100% for now and then see for future reference when they change it or anything. But right now you can get 6 tripods, level max, gain so much damage. It's the same thing for me here. I have this on maximum. It's giving me 95%. Let's I just wanna remove here. That's giving me 60% and it was 96. That's 60 from 60 to 96. It's another 36%. Another this ability is not like the other one, but let's say this one will allow me to deal 50 million. So if I get on each tripod here 50 million, 100 million, 50 million, 100 million, 50 million on different abilities, depending on what abilities, you have 6 ones. That tripods allow you to deal around 300 million in your build. Give or take. Obviously, I didn't do the math for everything, but I can tell you it will be close. So that's the first thing, is your tripod. It's not expensive, it's very cheap. You can get it, and then after that continue building normally. Get level 1s and 2s. You don't have to go for level 3s and 4 at the end. Go for 1s and 2s, it's okay. And then after that build, have a building, make the normal build and then go after. You don't have to go for level 4s instantly. Alright, that's the second thing, which is your tripod. Now the third thing is your gems. This is a given one, obviously, but gems are important too. Having decent gems. I mean, you don't have to go fall by 7. You don't have to go 7 or 6, or at least go 5. 5s are almost here is, how much is this? This cost you, alright, I'm just getting you the level 7 one here is 3 to 6. 3 to 6. So I'm seeing the maximum is 6 and the lowest is 3. So you can go from 3000 to 6000. I just increased one of my abilities. Oh wait, what is this? Oh, that's just searching for normal abilities. Alright, just find the ones you need here. This is a good one for 5 to million, the idea. And if you don't want to go for this, you can go for a lower grade. Here it's 700. So you can either spend from 1000 to 6000, and each from 1000 to 6000 is going to increase your damage from 15 to 21%. You're getting at 15% more damage on one ability. Just note, if you get the 21%, that 21% is going to be added to what you're originally dealing, right? So that's more than what you think. If when you increase yourself, you increase your damage by 6%. It's not just 6% and that's it. Yes, it's 6%, but this 6% is really good because that's 6% off of what you're actually doing. So that now you're gaining more and more. This is not going to be 6% out of you're dealing one damage. You're dealing millions. So 6% here is really good. Every 1% damage you can get, especially if it's not expensive, it's great. Alright, so that's the second thing. Third thing is your gems. Now, fourth thing I would say, and this is a very important one, is your skill points. Now if we go look here about skill points, there is grindy skill points and there is easy skill points. I would say go for the easy ones. Easy skill points, there's plenty of skill points that will take you around. Because I just did the skill points when I started having free time to do this, so I started doing skill points. Skill points like these for areas, they take you, I would say, roughly 20 minutes. 20 minutes to do some of the stuff here, and then buy the collectibles for 1 gold each. It will cost you 500 gold to buy all of these, because some of them sometimes they have one expensive. 5 to 1,000 gold every now and then, and get 3 skill points. These 3 skill points are very useful because this is a flat damage. Think about it for a second here. This is my most damaging ability. It's 519, right? If I add that 1 level, it's now became 5-6. So that's 50,000 damage. Now that 50,000 damage that I increased, yes, it's 50,000 damage, but it's a 50,000 that is gonna get a 30% from my class That's gonna get 100, around another 50% from my engravings. That's gonna get another 50% from my tribute. At the end of the day, that amount of damage is gonna deal so much at the end. Now obviously you're gonna go for level 11s for the big ones, but the more you have, you can get more abilities. You can reach a bunch of 12s and then max out when you get level 60. I'm very close to level 60 here. So yeah, skill points. Alright, after skill points, this is, I think, a very important one, are your runes. There is a bunch of runes in this game that are highly important to have. I will say, you don't have to go for the most ones. I mean, if you don't have the time, I get it, you know, but you can, some of these runes are easy, and you don't even have to go for legendary, you can go for it. That at least have a set of runes, the right rune. Now, and especially there's some runes here that don't make any sense not to have, like for example Wealth legendary is gonna increase your damage by a lot because you're gonna fill up your meter faster, and there's so many classes in this game that need to fill up their meter fast because that's their build. Like for example, my class, I deal so much damage with my class Engraving. Now the same thing goes for War Dancers, the War Dancer, same thing goes for Sorks. I think all of these classes, I cannot think of a class that does not need something like that. If you use Conviction Judgment, that's a big one. And then after bleed legendary, that's 6 seconds of bleed. Bleed deals a good amount of damage actually in the raid. If you like, it could be, I remember I've seen someone talk about that bleed deals around 4% of your overall damage in the raid. I mean, that's a lot. Also then you have other things that make you feel lighter, and which is Gale Winds. Gale Wind make you feel lighter, you shoot your abilities faster, so you can DPS more. And then you have other things that help you, for example, like focus and stuff like that. I wouldn't say they're necessary. Rage and stuff like that, I'm not gonna count them. And then you also have Overwhelm. That's if you wanna hit the stagger the bosses faster. But overall, try to have a set of these runes. It's the better, the higher tier the better, but at least have the right runes that you need, and just focus on the things. Just put your focus on the things that will give you the most, right? In my opinion, I think Wealth is up there. Gale Wind, Bleed Legendary, Conviction Judgment is like a must if your class needs it. If you're a Swiftness with mana, you need it. All right. So that's the runes. These are all of them. Now after that comes then like the ideas of like card sets and stuff like that, but these are too grinded to think about. And then at the end is your engraving. Now there's nothing you can do about the engravings other than just build the right engravings that you need and build it whenever you get the money. Now you can look at my engravings. I switched one engraving. Like this build is exactly what you go for my class. This is the most expensive one. The difference is that the Crisis Evasion would go for Barrage Enhancement and the Ether Build will go for Hitmaster. This one I will get when I find it. This one I'm not gonna go for it. The reason I switched this is that I thought about, if I get Hitmaster here, that will increase the cost of my build by like 50-60,000 gold. I can pay 50,000 gold, but do I want to pay them now? Actually no, it will increase my build by a legendary book for Hitmaster is now 4,000, so that will make it 80 to 100,000 gold. Do I want to pay 80 to 100,000 gold now? No, I don't, because I don't have that much gold to spend right now on this one thing, on a difference. Yes, Hitmaster will make me deal the damage more. I get that. There is a 5 minutes difference between Hitmaster and Ether Predator, but is it necessarily do I want to spend 100,000 gold to deal like, let's say what, around 10% more damage for 5 minutes? No, not really. It's not. If you have the gold, up to you. But generally speaking, when it comes to engravings, I would say that the most important thing is to just have, you can go for a class engraving for two expensive ones, and then after that you can go for like smaller things and it won't cost you a lot. You just have the right stats, get some relics because they're better than legendary. And I even made a video about it. I'll leave it here. I'll leave it in this video. I made this whole, I showed how I talked about how I made a legendary set, or the relic set. It didn't cost a lot. It was easy to make. It just takes some time and you will find the build that you need. It won't cost you a lot. I'll leave it. Anyways, and that's basically everything about it. And I am certain that if you enhance everything you do in your class, just enhance all of these things in your build, and don't be afraid to spend gold. You don't have to spend gold only on class engraving. You can spend gold on getting the skill points, you can spend gold on getting the runes if there is a way, you can spend gold on getting the tripod. It's not, you don't have to only spend gold on your weapon and on your engravings. Alright, so that's all said. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, leave it down in comments. See you in the next one. Goodbye.